What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Uncle Frank, and today I'm here again with my beautiful assistant, Amora. Say hello, Amora.
Hello.
And this is going to be podcast number 5. We are going to be cranking out a lot of these things, guys. We're going to be giving you this content every single week on Wednesday morning for you guys. We film it Tuesday night. So we're getting, it works out nicely because we're getting all of the tweets from Rockstar about what's coming out and things like that. We like to read you guys that first. So we're going to jump right into that. Now, what's coming out this month, or I'm sorry, this week, guys, is going to be all revolving around Red Dead Online PC, Xbox One, and Stadia. So if you have PS4, we get all this stuff in advance, guys. This is just, so they're kind of catching up to that. So for the guys who are on Xbox One, PC, and Stadia, this is the stuff that came out today. And these are catalog editions in Beaver Hollow Hideout. New clothing and emotes come to Xbox One, PC, and Stadia. 4 new clothing items and 5 new emotes are now available for Red Dead Online players on Xbox One, PC, and Stadia, along with the Beaver Hollow Hideout, home to the notorious Murphy Brood. For apparel, we have the Salazzo Double Bandolier, which I looked at it today. I thought it was a new, before I read this, guys, I thought it was a new thing for everybody because I skipped past the beginning because I'm a dude. I'm not reading instructions. And I was like, so when I saw the Double Bandolier, I was like, yes! So I went and looked at it. I own it already. It's a really cool one. You guys will love it. So then we have Rolfo boots, a Starret hat, a Gordillo half chaps. And for emotes, we have a hat flick, a howl, which I use. I love that one. A jovial laugh, a subtle wave, and a you versus me one. I haven't seen that one. Do you know what that one is? The you versus me? Was it probably point at somebody and then point? I don't know. Does he draw a line in the sand?
I don't know.
Okay. Bonuses and benefits. Rank offers, character XP boosts, and more. Now, I'm sure we're getting all this for PS4. So this is, now we're into stuff that the PS4 guys are going to get as well. He says, want to improve your weapons? Yeah, because I actually saw this stuff on sale. Want to improve your weapons, munitions, and supplies? There are 30% discounts on all weapon barrels, sights, scope, and stock upgrades. Excludes metal engravings, as well as discounts on all pamphlets from defense to craft powerful ammo like fire arrows or medicines like Special Horse Reviver. Newer players who reach rank 10 before January 27th will receive an offer for 30% off a weapon of your choice. Crack rank 20 before the cutoff date and receive an offer for 30% off a horse. Be sure to visit the benefits section to pick up these and all ongoing offers and rewards. For a 50% XP boost, you can revisit familiar faces like Josiah Trelawney and Sean McGuire to embark on free roam missions or see Horley to lend a hand in a land of opportunities. Twitch Prime members who've linked their Rockstar Social Club account get an extra 10% discount on top of that, along with the collector's bag and the polished copper moonshine still for free. Visit Twitch Prime to sign up. And PlayStation Plus members can still receive a free colorway of the Levitt jacket. All players who verified their social club email address and set up a 2-step verification on their accounts between January 7th and 13th will receive their offers of 5 gold bars for the Outlaw Pass number 2. The Bounty Hunter license, Traders, Butcher Table, and Collector's Bag for any items they don't already own via the benefits section. So now, this is available for Xbox One, Photo Mode and Story Mode Edition. Xbox One players can now enjoy all the story mode updates previously only available on Red Dead Redemption 2 for PlayStation, PC, and Stadia. This includes photo mode, which gives you tools to take stunning shots in Red Dead Redemption 2's story mode and share them to Social Club like these gems below. And it shows a bunch of pictures. Also available on Xbox One in story mode, 3 story mode bounty hunter missions, 2 story mode gang hideouts, 2 story mode treasure maps, to the Ends of Earth story mode mission, 4 weapons added to story mode, 7 horse breeds added to story mode, 5 hidden trinkets added to story mode. Check Rockstar support for details and limitations. So that's what's come out today, guys. That's going to be kind of what your benefits are and this week's bonuses. Now, for the topic tonight, I wanted to go into tips and tricks we use in free roam and PvP. And by this I mean What are just little things that we might think of that, some people don't know about? It happens a lot. You get to a certain level in this game, you think you know everything. Believe me, you don't. I don't know everything. I learn stuff in here all the time. So I wanted to kind of just pick her brain. She's excellent at this free roam stuff. She's amazing hunter. She's a great fist fighter and those kinds of things. So as far as free roam goes, she's kind of my Wikipedia of knowledge and story mode as well. So what would you say? What would be the top thing that comes to your mind? Number one, just off the top of your head, a trick that you would use for daily free roam stuff.
Well, I usually want animals to like spawn in the areas because
Yeah.
lately it sucks because there's no animals in your lobby because it's full. There's only some of the birds flying, but no animals. So I like to do the private server, like in trader camp. What is that trader mission?
Oh, you mean
The
like a resupply?
resupply.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you start a resupply, but usually that the first time it doesn't get the private lobby.
yeah.
And I just wait in the camp. You told me this. I just wait in the camp and then I start a new one right away when the other ends. And usually that gives me the private server to go and hunt my panthers and cougars
Now,
in
is
my
that
hunting wagon.
so that what would percentage would you say that works of the time for you? If you had to guess, like 50% of the time, 30% of the time, 20% of the time, does that work for you to get a private server, that trick?
Always the second time I will get almost 99%.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So you stay in the camp after you launch that, and then on the second launch, you almost always get it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's a great tip, guys. If you guys are looking for a way to start a private server, she's the best at that kind of stuff. Trust me. If she says it works 99% of the time, to take her word for it. Yeah. What else can you think of for free roam? Like if you had to say because people are grinding now. We've got the new updates coming out, things like that. Going to be coming around the corner. What can you think of to help people grind for gold and cash? You got the private server, and you're stockpiling all their panthers and stuff in your cart. Is there anything you can think of, how else to help people make some extra coin? How are you making gold in here?
Well, I do dailies, everyday dailies.
Yeah.
I try to do the most of them, but I usually don't do showdowns because
Right.
I'm not good at them, and I'm too competitive. Like
You're
I
too
just want to
competitive,
kill
yeah.
people. Yeah, and I
Yeah, she
I want
holds
to
her breath,
kill
guys.
people.
Listen to me. Let me explain something. When we go into a showdown, because I'll drag her in with me every once in a while, I'm like, breathe, breathe. I can hear you turning blue. You know what I mean? Because she's so competitive and so nervous about it. It's a riot. This one chick
But
sitting next to us had
I'm
one
not
too many.
good.
You're good. That's the funny part. You're really good at it. You're just a very competitive, nervous person. So you don't. Okay, so how much gold would you say you get per day doing the dailies, minus the showdowns? Wow, like how many gold bars do you get?
I haven't really counted them, but I always get the half a gold bar because my
Right, your
streak
streak.
is in the last streak, so I get a half gold bar.
Right.
Um, I don't know how much I do get. Sometimes I don't get the private
Oh.
lobbies or something.
Well, let's
So,
look at it this way. We've got how many? How many dailies? We get 19 dailies. So if you broke that down, it's 8 gold bars. You can get 8 gold bars a day if your streak is up. And actually, it's more than that
yeah.
because if you complete the first 7, you get a 1.5 gold bar bonus. So you're looking at 9.5 gold bars a day if you just did that.
Yeah.
Now, to complete them, you're going to get extra because you're going to get your bounties done. So that's going to be some extra gold in there too. So you're looking at about 10 gold bars a day if you were to log in every day and just do your dailies. That's a great way to do it. Here's a great tip, guys, while I think about it. When these outlaw passes are coming out, anything you do in free roam is going to level up those that outlaw pass for you, no matter what it is. You can, or no matter what it is, whether it's showdowns, free roam, anything you do to get XP goes directly to that outlaw pass, right? So here's a trick that Amora and I are using a lot. Knowing that the outlaw pass is knowing that we're going to get another update, we save our collections. We don't do anything with the collections. We let that sit there. So we're gathering these kind of as many collections as we can. We're not turning them in, because when they drop the outlaw pass that day, if you have a bunch of collections, you can dump those over, and all that XP is going to go directly into that outlaw pass. So if you're the type of person like me who can't wait for stuff and you just got to have it, you're going to be boom. You're going to have all that XP, and that is going to crank that thing all the way up. I remember you had what, 3 collections? You did 3 of every collection last time, and you almost, what'd you get? Like what to what level?
I think I didn't have, I had some of 2 collections, but most of them half of them maybe 3, and flowers I had 10. But yeah, I had a lot of collections, but I jumped over level 50. Over 50 in the outlaw pass in the first couple minutes when I turned them all in.
That's a great tip, guys. If you want to jump on that outlaw pass and you don't need the money, let's say, like I know some of you need the cash out there and you got to sell them when you get them. I don't blame you. But if you don't need the cash right away, hang on to those things and turn them in once that outlaw, right as that outlaw pass gets released. That'll just help you guys level that up really quick. Another thing that I've noticed a lot of, it's not necessarily a tip or a trick, but the NPCs are laying down sideways on their horses. Have you seen that? Like when you go to engage them, you know how you can lay on the side of your horse when you learn that skill as a bounty hunter? Yeah. So I've been shooting at some NPCs, and these guys are laying down on the sides of their horses. Yeah.
I think it's a moonshine thing.
Is it? Is it a moonshine time? I've never noticed.
I'm not sure, but I think I have seen.
Oh, maybe the revenue agents do that. That would make sense. Yeah, okay. That's a cool new thing if you guys haven't seen that. Another cool thing I ran into was a police wagon. I've never seen this before. I actually have it on video. I might release it just for fun. But they pull up in this wagon that says police on it, and they dump out all these cops like I never saw. Have you seen that before?
It's like 2 rows of benches,
yeah.
and they are sitting on it. Yeah, I have seen it a couple times, but they are in the missions.
Oh yeah, no, this was I think it was in free roam. It happened to me. I can't honestly. I can't remember. I don't want to say that was in free roam, but it was really cool. Now a couple things, tips and tricks, guys, that really help me. I know a lot of you watch my channel, and it comes down to like card packages and things like that. But just to give you guys an overview, in case you haven't caught them, I'll put some links in the description below. If you guys want to be really effective in PvP, one thing you want to get good at is using a sniper rifle. Get good at free aim, because what that's going to do is you're going to be able to engage these guys at such a distance, it's really effective. I like to use Slippery Bastard on top of that, because that way, let's say I'm in an area where people are going to be able to lock onto me, but I still want to be able to scope them. I could turn on that Slippery Bastard card and snipe. And I can also still engage them. And the way that I use Slippery Bastard, guys, is I leave that card on until I'm ready to engage somebody. So in other words, I have the card on while I'm approaching somebody. I'm going to try to close the distance as quickly as possible to that player. And then they're shooting at me. I'm actually, sometimes I'm counting their shots. Like if I know they're shooting at me with a revolver, I'm count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? Before I turn my card off, they're done. They maybe have 1 bullet left, or that gun's dry. And I turn the card off, I kill him, turn it back on, engage another player. So that's one way to do it, guys. Now you can use, the loadout that I'm running with is 2 Navy revolvers, a Caracano rifle, and a pump action shotgun. This is what I'm using like as of today. Now the cards that I'm using are Slippery Bastard, Gunslinger's Choice, Strange Medicine, and Fool Me Once. Now the reason I like that card setup, guys, is because the Gunslinger's Choice takes away a lot of the recoil of the revolvers. It also lets you stay on target for a longer distance. and it also does more damage. So that's kind of my medium range weapons, would be my Navy revolvers. If you're not in sniping distance or a distance I want to engage you with that rifle, I'll drop down to those guns. If I'm close range, or if I'm attacking you on horseback or something with Slippery Bastard, I'm going to charge you, turn that card off as I get to you, shoot you, and then turn it back on. Now, that's one great tip, guys. I'm using it today. I think you guys will really love that. If you check that out, I think you guys will dig it. Another one. Not a lot of people are using this. I use the living hell out of dynamite. For $8, you can have a party. You know what I mean? Like, we call them candles. You want a candle? You know, that's what actually you call it. Oh, you brought me a candle. Right.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah. It's so sweet. I wish this candle at this table was a burning stick of dynamite, and we were having to play like that game with the baseball bat where you go up with your hands and the last person on it has to do something. But the last person on it had to squeeze the fuse. Anyway, so take the dynamite, guys, and really utilize it. And by that I mean you can run into certain areas and set it somewhere. So if you're going into these areas where, let's say, these takeover series, or even just in free roam, you go into a building and you, instead of just running into the building, you're taking cover and trying to deal with them with shotguns. Before you do all that, take a stick of dynamite and push R2 and stick it to the door that this guy's going to run through, right? So you don't even target him. When he comes through the door, you pop up and hit that dynamite. You know what I mean? And then you go back, put the dynamite there. It's kind of like laying traps. I love that kind of stuff. You can also do that, put a stick of dynamite on the door. You go into another room, or after you put the stick of dynamite on the door, pour moonshine from that point all the way down the hallway into another room. When you hear the guy come in, shoot the moonshine. It'll burn or blow up the dynamite where you could just sit there and read a newspaper. You know what I mean? It's just...
You love that thing.
I love dynamite. Anything with gunpowder, nitroglycerin, all that stuff. It just makes me... it just makes me feel good. I don't know why. Maybe there's something wrong with me. But there's definitely something wrong with you. So...
Yeah.
Lots of things. I think I'm crazy than you. We'll maybe someday for the fans we'll take like we'll do some kind of test to see who's crazier.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, she goes, sure, because you're losing that one, Frank. She's like, I'm on board for the crazy test. Son of a... Okay. All right. So those are some tips and tricks. And by the way, guys, just really quick, I think you guys are going to love this. We're going to be releasing some Devil's Regiment gear. We're going to be doing T-shirts, hats, that kind of thing. We're also going to be making... I don't want to even mention the other things we're going to be doing because I want to have it before I say anything. But in case you guys didn't see, we have a brand new studio. We're going to be killing it out of there. We're going to be doing our live streams out of the studio. It just kind of really... I want you guys to be able to interact with me a little bit more. So maybe we'll do some kind of subscription or subscriber streams where you guys can pop into the server while I'm at the studio, and we'll just have a good time together. We'll figure all that stuff out. But I apologize for lack of content for a couple of days there, but we're really trying to grind this out and make sure you guys are getting the best possible experience with this. So that being said, I wanted to talk about favorite parts of the game. Our favorite parts. Whatever, like what part of the game really just grabs you, like what keeps you coming back to Red Dead?
Well, I would say friends.
Friends?
That's my first, friends and the community. Playing with other people because sometimes it gets lonely and you want to talk about things while you play, so maybe that's...
I'll say this, Red Dead definitely allows for a much, for some reason, I think maybe it's because of free roam and the slower pace and the actual kind of existing in that world, it gives you time to actually interact with each other in a way that not many video games do. Like I can't think of another video game where you're really riding to an area, on a wagon together, or you're waiting to turn in a bounty so you get the most amount of money. You have this time with these players that Normally you don't, you know, like if you're playing Battlefield or something, you're loading in and it's just like launched out of a cannon and you guys are going. If somebody was like, hey, my day was bad today, they'd be like, shut up, Steve, and throw the grenade. You know what I mean? I don't care about your wife and that your life sucks. I don't come here for that, because there's no time for that. Because there's a dude on the other side of the barrier with a knife in his mouth who he hates his kids and he's up there like, I'm going to kill you. Know what I mean? Like, so we don't.
With you.
I don't know. That's what I see. You know what I mean? That's what. Maybe that's me. Maybe I'm just like flashing back to when I was loading into those games. I'd be putting face paint on and shit. You know what I mean? Why are you painting your face? Nobody can see you. You're a character. Shut up! I'm telling you. You give away my position again, I'm coming down there. You know what I mean? I don't have kids anymore. After that incident. No, I'm just kidding. So I don't have kids anymore. So okay, so so my favorite part of the game is the fact that, I don't know if you watched the show Westworld on HBO. I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah, I have.
You have? Okay, so if any of you guys listening haven't seen Westworld, it's basically what you're doing every day in here. Westworld is a show about a bunch of... They create this environment where these robots who are so much like a human being exist. And it's like an amusement park. Think of Disney World, but it's Wild West, okay? So they take a train in, and people pay for this experience, and you can do whatever you want in this Wild West, in this area. And it's vast.
And the real people cannot die.
And the real people cannot die who pay to go in here, but you can do whatever you want to these NPCs. The NPCs are robots, okay? So that's what the premise of the show is about, is people going in there and like kind of the masks that they wear. Like you come in, you know, you might be a businessman in real life, but you're coming into this Wild West environment and they're literally like raping women and killing children, or you can wear the white hat. It's just kind of like goes into psychology and things like that. But that's what we're basically doing in here every day. Yeah, it's like you get to load in and be part of your own movie to me. Like this game is very good at being able to immerse you to the point where you're kind of creating this character who is existing in this world that is so cool to me, that it has the breaks in the action and it has the ability to move around and, you know, not have to shoot it. And you're hunting and you're doing it's really like just like it's like reading a book where you're the main character and you can you're creating the story as you go. That's what this is. That's what really drives me with this game. I love that kind of stuff. Just seeing the way the character evolves and the game is evolving around him. You know, it's just a super cool experience. And I grew up, you know, watching The Outlaw Josie Wales and Two Mules for Sister Sarah and, you know, Die Hard and, you know, every kind of like crazy heroic 80s movie and on down into the 70s and things like that was like cowboys and, you know, like one-man armies that would show up and, you know, like save the day. And this game is great to kind of live out those movie-like moments, and I dig it. That's what I think. I was trying to think of an answer to that question because I know we were talking about what we wanted to bring up, and I was like, I really think that's what I love so much about it. You know what I mean? Like Frank is a character in a world that actually exists in a short. You know what I mean? Like, it's just super cool. You log in and
you can make your own story.
Yeah, you're creating your own story. You're writing your own book, you know, and that's another thing, guys. You guys are I got some stuff coming for you probably tomorrow. I don't want to say anything yet because I'm just going to release it. We'll talk about it next week. Either tomorrow or the next day, we're going to have some killer stuff for you guys. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Okay. So, moving on. Oh, we have to have this. We need to have swords, cavalry swords,
yes.
Viking and like you can go back into Japanese stuff, but like whatever, like ancestry, you go and you find these swords, and you have sword fighting. Like imagine like I mean we have machetes, but I mean like I need to do other than just to swipe with it. I want you know what I'm saying? Like riding down the guns with a cavalry sword.
It would be nice to have like a sword like holder on your character if you had like sword out.
Yes, like a sheath.
Put it on the
sheath, and you could decorate that. The more that's another thing. More customization. Like if like the
Uh-huh.
bounties we were talking about, like the more stuff you get to add little trinkets to your character. Like if you killed somebody, some important bounty, you should be able to take a piece of that character's clothing or a ring, or something super small, but just to remember that experience by. Same thing with like the sheath and the hilt of your sword. You know what I mean? Like you'd almost go to a blacksmith and have them add on the kind of achievements or whatever history your character is building.
And I wish we had like Trapper, the person who you go and give the belts, and you can make the outfit like you could outfit for yourself. Like
you
you
bring
need
them the
to
bear.
work on them. Yeah,
Like in
the
story
perfect
mode.
belts.
I love that
Yeah.
stuff, man. I think my character still is all white in a bison outfit. He's wearing. I think my John Marston is or not John. Arthur Morgan's wearing a all white bison outfit. If I go in there right now. Yeah, the trapper role needs to be here to be able to make custom clothing items would be super cool.
Yeah.
Like in that
Because
you can build as a
the
player. It's not just a
yeah.
generic item. Or oh yeah, you could just work for him like we did. That'd be dope too. Don't overcomplicate it, Rockstar. Just give it.
Yeah.
Give me the white bison. At least I want the furry underwear. Nobody to see it. Oh, by the way, do you ever I can't get cold in this game. Like, I don't know if they want Frank naked, but like everywhere I go, it's like this outfit is not warm enough, or this outfit is not suitable for warm weather. And I got my shirt off, I'm in a bandolier and a leotard. I don't know what else to do. Does that happen to you? Like if you're in like Le Gras or something? Where were we? Where were we when I asked you that? We were in the desert. I don't know
We
if
were
you
in
guys out there.
desert.
Yeah, I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys out there, but Frank is hot. He runs hot. Apparently. Maybe it's because he's fat. Maybe it's because he's fat. Oh,
No,
yes.
I
I'm
think
glad
that
we
is
brought
the
that up.
case.
Let's talk about Frank's weight problem. Really quick, guys. People ask me all the time how I lived for so long and, blah, blah, blah. I'm always putting up all these card videos and things like that. I'm going to give you guys the inside scoop on how Frank is such a bullet sponge. It's because he's fat. Frank is fat. It's just like in real life. If you shot like a really big dude with a 22, you ain't stopping that dude. He may die later, but he's still coming. Same premise with Frank. He's fat and he's a bullet sponge. You gotta shoot him. You gotta empty both guns, and you better hope that he doesn't have any minty big game meat or a pocket full of chewing tobacco and slippery bastard on. Cause listen, guys. I'm going to release a video showing the difference of how much damage you can take when Frank is skinny to when Frank is fat. But the point of this whole thing is stop being so vain. Let your character go a little bit. Have a little fun. Drink a little extra. Have a little extra of that camp stew. Put on the calories. Ride your horse. Don't run anywhere for a while. Just get really large. As big as you can get. And then go into a showdown and I'm talking about fat to where the point your character can't run up a hill. You can get there. I've been there. Where Frank looks like an egg with legs. He's just waddling. You know what I mean? His butt cheeks look like the horse, like one of them Brexit horses. I'm like, there's been points where I've been in a fight where you're fighting like multiple people. I'm not making this up. Where a horse and I were running up a hill, and I swear to God, I don't know what kind of horse it was, but Frank was bigger than the horse. He was wider. And he was mumbling. You can't kill that guy. You understand? Like, if you throw fat on top of all the tonics and the cards we're teaching you, they can't kill you. Ladies, who cares? Guys like thick chicks. Put on a few extra pounds. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid of that. What is that? Cowboy minty beef stew? Eat that thing. Get into it. You know what? This girl sit there. Okay. She'll sit there and eat 40 of these plates of stew because she knows that if she's not overweight, she doesn't stand a chance against me in a fist fight. So in her free time, she can be found just ladling stew into a pot and throwing down the pans until there's just a pile of tin pans, which don't de-res. So as I go to walk by her, sounds like I'm tripping over through a kitchen. Ching, ching, ching. I'm like, what is all this shit on the ground? There's 40 plates, so get fat. Stay fat. Stay happy, stay alive, stay safe. Give it a shot, you guys. Leave me a comment and say, I want to know how fat you guys got. I got way overweight, Frank. Unhealthy. All of it. Core drain rate through the roof. I want your character to be on the edge of having a heart attack. Nobody will be able to stop you. You'll be taking horse stimulants to stay alive, but nobody will be able to kill you.
Horse stimulant.
Oh, you need a horse stimulant in the leg. You just stuck yourself with a horse stimulant, Frank. I'm ready to go. Fired up. Fired up.
No, just eat the mud then.
Why? I want the horse stimulant. All right. We'll sprinkle the what do you call it? The gunpowder on top of the horse stimulant and then inject Frank in the neck. We'll make cocktails of horse stimulants and gunpowder. And hair pomade and gun oil. What's that mix you're injecting in your neck, Frank? Don't worry about it. Like Lil Wayne, don't worry about what's in Frank's neck.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you. Okay. So, one of the other things, before we go over the top comments from last week, I wanted to talk about, this is something that keeps getting brought up, and I think I'm actually going to look this up for you guys. Everybody wants to have Indian characters, and I want them in the game as NPCs, as well as being able to have like a complete character customization where we can have headdresses and like smoke peace pipes and teepees and do weird shit, you know what I mean, as Indians. But then we also have like a wandering native tribe, because I know that this game was it 1898 this game takes place in, right? 1898?
I don't remember.
I think that's spot on, but if not, it's around 1898. So the last Indian tribe to surrender. Let's look at this up. I'm going to look this up. Okay, so on September 4th, 1886, Apache leader Geronimo surrendered to U.S. government forces. For 30 years, the mighty Native American warrior battled to protect the tribe's homeland. However, by 1886, the Apaches were exhausted and hopelessly outnumbered. Okay, so 1886. Then I know that Geronimo goes, I don't remember if he goes to a reservation after this or before this. Let's just look this up. The reason I'm taking the time to look this up, guys, is because I want to see if it's relevant or makes sense to have wandering Indian tribes. It still would, okay? Because it's in some ways it can be a little bit fantasy oriented. So you could have wandering Indian tribes, rogue Indian tribes that were definitely still on the plains and things like that we could be interacting with, which I think would be really cool. And make the Indians badass. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, we shouldn't really be calling them Indians, because we discovered America. We thought this was India, so we call them Indians to this day. So let's call them Native Americans, because they're not Indians at all. That got messed up. I don't. You're still Indians. No, but it's not India, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you're in the wrong place. Indians. You know what I mean? No, it's not. It's really not true. So Native Americans would be cool. It's a bad habit, because it's just not accurate. It's not about offending people or not. It's just not accurate. They're not Indians, bro. So, I think that would be really cool. Customization, like war painting on your horse and things like that would be dope. You know what I mean? Like putting the handprints before battle, being able to like put the different, you know what I mean? Like just total Indian warrior stuff would be great.
I would wish we could also ride the horses without the saddles and put the paint on the horses.
That would be cool.
War paint. Like, oh my God, yes.
That would be really cool. And you know, like you could, since we have just a wandering kind of a setup as it is anyway, with all the camp, we could just have a teepee that you're wandering around, and if you want to be as part of the Indian, I think that would be, you know what I mean? Like
that would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we're ready to go. Just change the way that it looks aesthetically, and we're good. I love the idea of having the Indians, and it'd just be a great kind of like, I don't want to say DLC. I don't know what to call that. Just I guess update.
More content,
Indian update, right? I did it again. Yeah. Native American update. Just because it's not accurate, it drives me nuts. Like, they're not Indians. At all. They were in the wrong place. Okay, so moving on. Let's see. So people wanted more tail styles and more mane styles for horses, which I think is a cool idea too. That would be great. Just a little bit more customization to the horses. More coloration to the horses too, because I do a lot of I'm like a black horse kind of guy, and all the black horses suck. Other than the Arabian, which Frank can't ride, because that horse would ride Frank.
So
There's
tiny.
no way in hell Frank can ride that. He looks stupid. Coming in, looking like he's riding a donkey. I remember when somebody saw me on it one time, before I even realized that there was a difference in size of the horses. You know, I buy that horse. It's the most expensive horse. I don't pay attention. You know what I mean? I'm in first person a lot. And this girl was going by. She was going by in general chat. And she goes, whose horse is that? And the way she laughed, I was like, oh yeah? And then I was like, I looked at the horse and I was like, it is pretty small. I can never ride this horse again. I look like I'm riding a scooter. It's not the image we want to give off, Frank.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got, let me get into some comments here really quick. Because I love you guys in the comments you leave. You're fantastic with this stuff. Excuse me. So, last week's comments that I loved and wanted to go over. We've got one by Gandalf the Slightly Opaque. I love your name. New role, the Butcher. Works like moonshine shacks where you need certain ingredients, including human parts, to make a concoction to drink. This expires in a few minutes, so you can't stack them, and zombifies you for 20 minutes or so. This means no weapons, but massively increased melee and new bite attack move. So basically, you're drinking like a potion that turns you into like a maniac. No weapons, but you can make this concoction. This means no weapon, massively increased melee and new bite attack move. Also, health boost and permanent slippery bastard applied with no lock on. Also, talking to World War Z, fast zombies, not the walkers. When the timer runs out, you die and respawn at camp, all normal. Might be fun with no real purpose. They can maybe incorporate some undead coding they already have. That is really cool, man. I love that idea. Gandalf, I dig it. Okay. So, Steve Waters, he's got, I want to be able to set traps and take trophies from kills, both animals and players, and display them. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that shit, Steve. That's what I'm talking about. Like a predator, like we're the predator. You know what I mean? From you know what I mean? You know, hey, do they have the Predator in Finland, by the way?
What?
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, get to the chopper, all that. You know that movie? The thing with the dreadlocks and makes a noise. Like I can't make the noise, but it sees in infrared. Come on. Long, tall Sally, she's so sweet. They fly in a helicopter. No? All right, moving on. We'll discuss that. Discuss that next week. Why she doesn't have why Finland doesn't have apparently any good movies. We'll get into that. Okay,
I think there is good movies, but I haven't seen them.
We'll get into that. Let's move on. So, and display them in backpacks and satchels would be great, and be able to rig dynamite up with a plunger. Yes. Do you know what a plunger is? Not like for the toilet. It's where like you could rig up dynamite and run wires to it, and then put that, you could like run the wires on a cable, and you could run way away from it, and then you had a stick. You used to do it like Bugs Bunny cartoon. You push a stick down, boom, and it would blow the dynamite wherever the wires were run to. That's a plunger.
So as Arthur did with, they were trying to rob the train.
Yes, exactly.
Exploding the railway.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So we need that too. It's already in the game. Give us the plunger, Rockstar. I will do a lot. I want that plunger. I'm thinking about it right now. Do all kinds of stuff with that. Okay. So we've got Henry Holiday. I'd like to be able to recruit different level NPC allies of varying stats to recruit to the gang for certain activities. I love this. We talked about something like this a couple weeks ago, with being able to hire, like people that do hits on people like we have in GTA. Maybe have a system to call them in momentarily, cause a distraction, or attack from a different side. Much like the allies in Assassin's Creed or the rebels in Ghost Recon Wildlands. Absolutely. Like, let's say you're in the bar in Tumbleweed and you want to make it out of the bar. You call in your boys. You know what I mean? And they come down the road and on the horseback wrecking havoc through town. You know what I mean? Then you just dig out. I love that. I really think that would be a great way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, now Mike Suggs. I have to read this. I'm going to read this, Mike, in the best way that I can, because I think this comment is fantastic, and I think it's like I wrote it. It's disturbing. So, here's what I want to grind for. A brothel. Mansion out in the woods with a panther den in the bottom, so if John's mistreated the girls or get out of hand, I could lock them in there. I want a trainable grizzly to ride around and upgradable guards to protect my property and a fight club out in my underground bunker. I want the horses from RDR1 back, even the unicorn. The last legendary bounties and track down legendary serial killers as a detective or marshal to extend my bounty hunter role. I love it, Mike. It's perfect. And you're as sick as I am, my friend. I dig it. I love that you're cheering it on, too, as I'm reading. You're like, yes! Yes! Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to give Big Cat 29 credit for our entire Native American speech covering, because this is what he said. I play as Native. I want war paint also for horse spears, ability to take scalps. Man, that's so cool. Ooh. Imagine you met a crazy-looking Indian warrior who's got a bunch of scalps hanging from his belt. How cool would that be? You know what I mean? What? Native village. I can upgrade shaman abilities. Better bows, more arrows inlay. Yes, better bows. Big thing. I ride around in my Jeep every day with a compound bow and arrow. I love bow hunt. I love shooting bows. It's just a great way. If you don't have to hunt with it, you can get a target. It's a fantastic way. You get bows cheap, go down to a pawn shop or wherever you got, or even like you can buy them for like $100, a compound bow. They're fantastic. So I'm a huge fan of bow and arrow, and I think that being able to customize our bows in here would be great. I think we would have a lot of fun with that, not just this plain wooden thing, especially for the Native Americans, but just anybody in general. And the Native American could have maybe more of a, what do you call it? Like maybe like a more customizations that way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is from Big Uzi Horizontal. I'd love to see RDR1 game modes come back with a standoff feature at the start of every match. What is that? I don't remember that. What's the standoff feature? Do you know?
I don't remember. No.
Okay, well, I'm not familiar with that. I played RDR1. It's been so long, man. So if you can elaborate on that, brother, we'll figure it out. It sounds cool. I like standoff. I imagine like we're in the middle of the street. Clock ticks. It's 12. I drew early and cheated and killed 3 people that were bystanders.
Oh my god.
New Deadeye cards for more diverse play styles. Yes, definitely. I'd like to. Now, this is something you may know more about, Amora. I'd like to see more bows. Another bow. More maps for PvP. Absolutely. And Liar's Dice. Do you remember Liar's Dice?
Oh, yes.
What the hell is that?
I liked it.
I don't remember. They got dominoes, too. They had dominoes, right? Hell yeah, they did. They had dominoes.
Yeah, but Liar Dice is like you have a cup. If I remember correctly, I'm not sure. You have a cup, and then you have 5 or 6 dices, and you put them on, and then you shake it, and everybody on the table put their cup in the other way that you can see what they became, and then you can slightly see what numbers there are.
Right.
And you can lie or like laugh. Or,
I remember this.
I like that game.
Yes.
I want that.
Yeah, Liar's Dice would be great to bring back. I think that's phenomenal. I remember that too now. That was great. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? You had enough?
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. As usual, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. It truly does mean the world to me and Amora. I want you guys to stay safe out there. Remember that Uncle Frank loves each and every single one of you. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring the bell, the whole damn thing. And we will see you guys really soon.